Yeah, we're seeing this kind of interesting role reversal today in reaction to the Hunter Biden verdict here. We see a number of Democrats, like ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, Jamie Raskin, make that point that you just made, which is, hey, the system worked. Look, Hunter Biden was tried and a jury found him guilty, and that's that. Meanwhile, we're seeing Republicans like Matt Gaetz, no ally of the Biden family in any way, saying he shouldn't have been prosecuted for this. So I think Republicans are recognizing that this kind of neutralizes, on some level, some of the points the Republicans were making after the Trump verdict, and Democrats are leaning very much into the Hunter Biden verdict as evidence that any effort to say that we have two different justice systems, one for Donald Trump, one for everyone else, well, the proof is in the pudding. Today, the president's son was prosecuted by the Justice Department.
Yeah, no, it's a great point in terms of where this goes. From this now to the polling. Scott, Nate Silver's saying it's time for the White House to put up or shut up. Someone who can't sit through the Super Bowl interview isn't someone the public can trust to have mental and physical stamina to handle the international crisis, terrorist attack, or other unforeseen threats. He will be in his mid-80s. That's Nate Silver all the way back in February. That sent shockwaves. And then there was today, I make it yesterday, actually when the program began, President Biden was out at the Juneteenth celebrations. People were saying that he kind of froze. It looked like he was completely unrecognizing of where he was at and the event he was at. And then he spoke talking about the ghosts of yesterday. Take a listen.
Let's be clear. They're all ghosts in new garments trying to take us back. Well, there are. Taking away your freedoms, making it harder for black people to vote.
Do we see this sort of demonizing of Republicans by President Biden overcoming the fear of Trump, overcoming swing voters' fear of Joe Biden's, for lack of a better term, competency?
It's certainly a strategy, and they're certainly going for it, right? Look, in our own DDHQ, the Hill forecast, there's a slight edge to Donald Trump, and at least to win the presidency as well as win the swing states. You bring up Nate Silver's quote from February, which, he has editorialized quite a bit in his Substack the last few months about, Joe Biden being the incumbent should be doing better at this point. But, we're a few months out and Joe Biden's trying out some strategies. He's also got more money than Donald Trump does, which is going to mean a whole lot as we go through, the campaign season the next few months. But bottom line is this is, Biden is trying out different strategies and he needs some of it to get some traction in places like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, and nationwide, so we can get the momentum back. Because right now the momentum is with Donald Trump.
Yeah, the momentum is with Donald Trump even after the conviction. Kurt, what do Democrats think is, and maybe we've already passed it, the point of no return with Joe Biden? We've started to see the New York Times out with stories about Joe Biden liking to tell tall tales. We've seen Politico, also normally an ally of President Biden, come out talking about issues within his campaign, issues within his coalition. Is June 27th actually an inflection point for the debate?
I think it is. I think that we have really, for the first time, a situation where most of the American people, right or wrong, know how they feel about Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I think that what they're watching for some very different reasons. I think they're going to watch the debate to see, one, will Joe Biden's competency, for lack of a better term, hold up under the pressure of a debate? If he does, that kind of puts the Super Bowl interview comment that Nate Silver wrote about back in February, that puts that to bed. Other people will be watching to see, can Donald Trump keep it together and not go off on unhinged delusional rants, because that will send independents running in the other direction too. So that's what people are waiting to see. These debates in this way are uniquely actually important for once, not just political theory, but people are watching for core competency cues.
All right.